Girl, you make me go so loco, loco, make me go crazy. We would make a beautiful baby. Knock on wood, is you trying to date me? Is it yes, is it no?
Let me turn my air conditioning off because it's making noise. Hold on. Okay, so welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a story time in a long time. How many story times have I done? I think I've done 3. And this one, obviously based on the title, is going to be about the one and only girls trip that I went on. Okay, so this happened a few years ago. I keep wanting to say like 5 years ago or something, but anyway, so I was dating this girl and we lived together, and she really wanted, well, pause. Her friend wanted her to go to Pride, but my girlfriend at the time really didn't want to go. She was like, I just want to chill, like I've been stressed, blah blah blah. Which we lived together, so I mean, obviously I saw her being stressed and whatnot. And my girlfriend was telling me, if you go with me, then I'll go, but if you're not going, then I'm not gonna go. Mind you, with her friend, I didn't dislike the friend. I just got a weird feeling about the friend. Like I had a feeling, you know, those people who you get around and the aura is just like negative and you're just like, So that's how I felt towards the friend when I first met them. And I met them for the first time 2 months ago, 2 months prior on Easter. Mind you, Pride is in June. So, excuse me. I met them 2 months prior at their house on Easter. Again, I didn't really want to go because I even had a feeling before then that, I don't know, maybe they don't like me, or I don't know, something was just off with the friend based on things that my partner was telling me, and like, I don't know. So the reason why my girlfriend also said that she didn't want to go is because she was saying, you know, I don't want to be the one who has to take care of her because, you know, every time we go out, like she gets like really drunk, and like I'm usually the one who has to take care of her, and like her other friends that she had, like they weren't about to take care of her. Like for example, like the friend got super drunk, and then the friends put her in an Uber by herself. So she was like really upset and was like, if I was there, that wouldn't happen because like I always have to take care of her, blah, blah. This is why I don't want to go. Like I don't even want her to go or anything like that because she has irresponsible friends and she's irresponsible herself. It's hard to explain, but I just always got the vibe that they didn't like me, things that they would like say to her or something like that. But for example, on Easter when we went over there, mind you, like I said, I didn't want to go. The friend had made a comment to my girlfriend, something along the lines of, oh, I'm surprised that you're actually dating her or dating someone because you know you're a hoe. And my girlfriend is laughing, and I'm sitting there like, huh? Like, mind you, this is the first time that we're meeting, so it's like, I'm not saying that you need to make a good impression, but there are just certain things that you don't say in front of somebody's partner, or in front of anybody for that matter, unless it's like a close-knit group. So I remember asking my girlfriend, I'm like, does she like you, or like did y'all ever like do something? Like just be real, just tell me, and then like it'll like explain everything. And she was like, no, like why do you say that? And I told her like, well, she's kind of mean to you. Like, hello, she's kind of mean to you. And she was saying, no, that's just how we play around. So I've never had like a best friend for years, so I'm like, okay, maybe I just don't understand the vibe. Okay, cool. So fast forward, the friend wants her to go to Pride, and my girlfriend is like, I'm not going unless you go. Okay, cool. I don't want to go because not because of the friend, but like I had really been like completely worn out from work. I was working in HR at Amazon at the time, so of course I was freaking worn to the bone. I wanted her to go. Enjoy herself for the weekend, and I'll be in the house. The baby will be there, and you know, he can play and do whatever, destroy the house, whatever. I wanted to be in bed. That's what I wanted to do. I'm not even gonna lie, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to chill. And she was very adamant. She was like, no, like I'm not gonna go unless you go with me. And then she was like, it could be like a little vacation, like we haven't been on a vacation, it'll like give you time away from the baby, us the time away from the baby. Obviously we love the baby, but like we were tired and we're young, so it's like, okay. So I was still like, no, like I don't want to go. And I think that your friend really just wants to spend time with you. Because my girlfriend had been saying like, I don't get out enough, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, from my perspective, I was very encouraging. Like, here's a bag, you can go. Like, the only thing with me is if you go out, especially since like the friend lived like almost like an hour and a half away. So my only thing was like, especially if it's late, just call me. Like, I just want to make sure that you're okay. That's all. I'm not checking in. Who's there? What are you wearing? I'm not doing all that. Like, I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. Okay, you get your space, decompress, whatever. We worked together and we lived together. So it was automatically like we really needed space. So then I get a Snapchat from the friend talking about, it was an ad. She added me on Snapchat and I was already rolling my eyes like, oh my God. Like, but like, I wasn't mean about it. I was just like, damn, I already know I'm about to go to this trip. I was like, I already know I'm about to go. So the friend sends me a snap and is basically like, hey, like, you know, I really want you to go with us to Pride. And it was in Chicago and I was in Wisconsin at the time. So it was just the next state over. So she was like, yeah, I really want you to go, blah, blah, blah. It'll be a lot of fun. Whatever. She's like, all we have to do is like split for the Airbnb, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, with this story time, money was not an issue for anybody. So I was like, okay, girl, like I'll come, I'll be cute, like, you know, whatever. So then I told my girlfriend, I asked her, I said, did you tell this girl that you weren't gonna go unless I go? And she was very adamant about, no, I never said that. I never told her that. And I'm like, bitch, why are you lying? Like, maybe she was telling the truth and then the friend was just like, let me DM her just to like kind of tie up loose ends or something. I don't know. But it was very coincidental. So we dropped the baby off at my partner's grandma's house, hop in the friend's car. So we drove to the friend's house or near the friend or had the friend meet us. And then we all went in her car. Well, the both of us went in her car. Okay, cool. So I'm in the back seat. They're over here kikiing it up, whatever. They're friends. I'm kind of just here and I'm just on my phone and I'm just, I don't know, being myself. I'm kind of more of just like a wallflower, I guess. Like y'all don't have to talk to me. I want y'all to kick it. Like I want y'all to be, you know, and like, I don't know, the music they listen to and stuff like that. It was just, I don't know. I was just chilling in the back. So then also my girlfriend's other friend was coming too. But from my understanding, the best friend, oh, I didn't even give none of these people names. So I'm gonna name my girlfriend Rose. And then I'm gonna name the best friend who wasn't a problem. I had met her actually a few times before and she was cool. She's a mommy too. I'm gonna name her Chains. And then I'm gonna name little Stank friend, I'm gonna name her Stank, okay? So we all got in Stank's car, and Rose, she had her other friend Chains come too. So we drove to Chains' house, picked up Chains, and now, okay, we're all going to Chicago. So Stank had brought some edibles, they were brownies, and like she passed them around and I had never had an edible before. So my girlfriend was like, hey, like Mel, like how is it? Because I had never had one before. And mind you, prior to this, Stank was like, oh, I got these from some guy, like I don't know, just some guy, just got him, whatever. So, and she cooks. So, mind you, what I said, I don't know why it like really offended her or something. So when Rose asked me, hey, like, how do you feel about the edibles? Like, are you feeling anything? How do they taste? All that. I was like, they're good. You know, they could use a little bit of salt because they were so sweet. Like, I like desserts, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, when it's sweet to the point where you take a bite and you're like, that's enough. Or like, can I get some ice cream or something? Like, I was like, yeah, I could use a little bit of salt. I just needed something, or like some whipped cream, something to like cut the sweetness a little bit, because it was like ridiculously sweet. Like, you ever see that picture? I sent it to my mama recently with like the woman who like is making the sweet potatoes and like she's like pouring the, oh, insert a photo, like pouring all the sugar. That's what it tasted like. So it wasn't bad. It was just like extremely sweet. So I was like, yeah, I can use a little bit of salt. And Rose is like, salt? I was like, yeah, it's like, it's super sweet. That's all. But I mean, it's good. So then Chains is like, yeah, I could definitely use some ice cream or something. And then like she like put hers like in a napkin, like she was done. And then the friend Stank, she, mind you, the radio was low. She immediately turned the volume all the way up and was just blasting the music. I was like, oh. So I looked at Chains and I was like, like that yikes type of look. That's what I gave her, because I was like, dang, like like I said, I was confused because you didn't make them and you were saying that it was some guy. She wasn't even saying it was a friend who made them or anything like that. And I don't think that I said anything rude, especially since it wasn't towards her cooking or her baking, you know? Anyway, so I'm high and I have cotton mouth like a motherfucker. Mind you, she ends up turning it back down because Rose is trying to talk to her because they're in the front seat. So Rose turns it back down. They're talking. And I remember saying something like, ooh, I need some water or something. And before I could say I need some she turns the radio back up. So I'm over here, I'm over it. I'm just like, okay, like, I don't know. I knew she didn't want me to go on this trip. So then we get to the Airbnb. We each go to our rooms. We get ready because now, I think the same day that we arrived, we were about to just like settle for a minute and then go straight to the Pride event, which you had to pay for to get in. And it was like a block party. It was like a whole block party. They had music, food, everything. So we get ready, change clothes, shower, everything like that, fix our hair, whatever. And then we go, pause. We schedule an Uber. And before that, we took a shot, which is why we got the Uber, because, you know, drinking and driving, not safe. So we got the Uber and we go to the private event. It's not that far away. It was maybe like a 10-minute ride. And when we get there, the line is so long. We finally get up there, we pay, everything like that. But before then, when we took the shot, the friend was just sitting on the couch, like, just sitting there, like, slumped over. So I was about to walk over there and ask her if she's okay, and then she immediately sees me coming, looks over, sees me coming, grabs her phone, and just immediately starts going. So I just stopped and turned back around and went to my room while we waited for you saw me like rub my nipple, while we waited for the Uber. Anyway, so we're at the Pride event. Friend Stank is wanting food, and I'm like, I want some food too. So everybody wants food, basically. So we're all waiting, but there's like a bunch of different food stands. So she wants something from over here, I don't know, some euros or something, I don't remember. And then I'm like, oh, well, I want to walk around because I didn't want to spend my money here. And then, like, you know, I see something like 2 stations down that's like, ooh, I should have got that instead. And Chains, they were like, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, let's look, and then we can just double back if like we actually want it. Because like Stank stopped at like the first station. Like, why are we gonna just stop right here, spend our money? Or you can do what you want to do with your money, but I want to look at my options first, and then I want to go and pay accordingly. So I was so we were gonna get our food, and Stank was just like really quiet. And Rose, I was like, Rose, like, why don't you go ask her what's wrong? And she's like, ain't nothing wrong with her. And I'm like, girl, like, she looks Stank. And mind you, Stank was the type of friend, just from listening to my partner and like whatever, seeing whatever video she showed me or whatever, and just based on her personality, even on like the first day I met her, which was on Easter, she's very blunt, very lit, very like, you know, very out. Because like at this point, it's day one. We just got here. We're only here for 2 days. And like, I don't want there to be weird vibes. Like, that's just me. Like, and if there's something wrong, like, just let me know. Or let her know or something, and then we can move accordingly. Because I initially thought that she had thought that her and I, Rose and I, were being too like lovey-dovey. So I had asked Chains, I was like, are we doing too much? Like, you could be honest, like, are we doing too much? Like, are we, I don't know. She's like, no, like, y'all want to hold hands, y'all can hold hands. That's your girlfriend. Like, she didn't care. And Chains has kids, and she was mostly like me, like there just for, because we were asked to be there. Like she was like, I could be here or not, like it really doesn't matter. Like she wasn't extra lit or anything like that. She was just chill. And like I said, I had met her before, so it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't weird vibes. So she was just chill, that really chill, laid back friend who can get lit if need be or wants, but generally she's mostly like calm and like reasonable and all that, level-headed. So yeah, so Rose walked back to the station because I'm walking down now looking for the food and all that. Walks down, and she comes back and she's like, yeah, she said nothing's wrong, because the line was long, so like she could come back and whatever. And Stank was still in line. So she comes back to me. She's like, yeah, nothing. She said nothing's wrong. She's just chilling, whatever. Cool, whatever. I don't know what happened, but it's like as soon as Rose came back to me, the friend Stank just sped off, walking right past us. And Rose is calling her like, Stank, Stank. Why did I give her that name? But she's calling her because, mind you, it's Pride. It's a Pride event. So there is literally hundreds of people. Sorry, I had to stop because I need some chapstick or something. All right, but that's good. So good. Anyway, so let me just set the scene. So Rose comes over to me. She tells me nothing's wrong with her. You know, she's just hungry or whatever she said, I don't remember. And then, so as we're standing there, like here's me and Rose, as we're standing there, the friend just walks right by her, all of us, and Change is there too, but she's mostly like looking at the food and stuff because she's trying to eat, and I was trying to eat, but I was talking to Rose. So she speeds by. Rose is calling her like, Stank, Stank, and she's like just walking. Mind you, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. There's probably upwards of thousands, honestly, because it was like dang near sardine packed. I couldn't even like put my arms out because there were so many people. And also Stank was like, so I'm 5'4", and Rose was 5'8", 5'9". I'm gonna say 5'9". So I'm 5'4", she's 5'9". I think Chains and I are about the same height, and Stank was like 5 feet tall. So mind you, in a crowd full of people, you're 5 feet tall. Obviously, you're gonna get lost in all of this, which is not safe. And like, we had been taking shots and whatnot. So it's like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you? Ooh, I was so irritated. So Rose is like, okay, I gotta go find her because like, I don't know why she acting like she can't hear me. She's like, I know she can hear me. Like, she could hear her. Okay. So she's walking and Rose just goes. I don't go after Rose because I'm like, that's your friend. You go get her, whatever. And Chains is like, I should have stayed home. She's over it. Like, she's just like, yeah, can I get a number, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, can we add extra sauce? Yeah, I should have stayed home. Anyway, so now it's just me and Chains. We're walking and, you know, I'm irritated because I can't, they have live music and all that. So I was like really excited because I paid to be, we all paid, but I paid to be in here. I paid for this vacation and this Airbnb and contributed to this gas and whatever else. So it's like, I want to enjoy my time. But I'm like, okay, I also have my girlfriend who's like now lost. She's not lost, but like, I don't know where she is within all these thousands of people. So now me and Chains are going, we're trying to find Rose. We find Rose and Stank, and they are outside of the event. Mind you, once you leave the event, you can't come back in unless you go back around and you pay for it. But we got there kind of early. Like, we got there maybe around like 2, and we were walking and stuff. So maybe it's like 3 o'clock. So then if you factor in us, if we got back in line, it would be about 4, possibly even 5 o'clock before we got back into the event after walking all the way down, having to walk back around the few blocks, wait in a long ass line. We wouldn't have got in there until 5, and by that time it would have been even more full because now people are off of work and now they're here, and yeah. So I'm irritated. I am so irritated. And at the time, I'm more vocal now, but at the time I was very, very reserved. Like, I didn't really say how I felt, but it's reading. It's reading all over here. Like, I'm and Stank is sitting outside of the event on the curb. Rose is like standing over here like, girl, like, and it's funny because like, I really think that Rose got lost or something, because when we got there, we could hear Rose talking about, girl, like, where were you? So it's like she was looking for her, and like when we got there, like she had just found her. So she was like, what are you doing? Like, why did you leave? And I didn't hear what they said or anything, but when we got back to the Airbnb, I'll tell you what she had said. So Rose is like, Mel, can you just get the Uber? And I was like, fine. The Uber ride itself was ridiculous because the Uber driver was like, I really think that we got in the wrong Uber or something, because like he was like, where do I go? Like, I don't know, like, where do I turn? Here? Oh, do I go left? No, you go right. Okay, left. Like, he was just like doing the most, like to the point where I had to call, like, at the time, I don't know if Uber has it now. I think they're more like online, submit a ticket, but like you could call Uber, like the customer service, and like speak to them. So we called them on speaker when we got to the Airbnb eventually. Me, Chains, and Rose had the Uber customer service on speaker, and we were telling them what happened. And then Stank is over there in the corner like, it wasn't that serious. Like, mind you, like, he's running red lights. He's swerving to the point where like we're hitting the window. Like, he's speeding in residentials. Like, bro was doing too much. Like, he was doing too much. So we were like, what? And then Rose is like, where were you? Like, girl, like, what? Like, how was it not that serious? Like, homie was literally speeding and like doing these, that motherfucker thought he was drag racing. He must have thought that he was drag racing in these Chicago streets because it was ridiculous. Anyway, so I pull Rose into our room because there were 3 rooms. Everybody had their own room except for us because we shared a room. And I was like, what was wrong with her? And she was like, yeah, she said nothing was wrong with her. She said she was irritated because of some boy that she was texting. Okay, like, okay, what else? Like, so I was like, why did she leave the event? Why didn't she just put her phone away and then like we listen to music, eat food, like do whatever events that they had? And she was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just irritated about it. Like, I don't even want to. She was like, honestly, I don't even want to deal with her. This is why I didn't want to come, because like I already knew that there was gonna be something. So I'm just like, okay, like whatever. And then I was like, yeah, by the way, Chain said that we weren't doing too much or anything like that, so don't even worry about it. She's like, okay. She's like, I didn't think so, but I just wanted to make sure that, because like she was like, maybe to us we weren't doing too much, but to everybody else we were doing too much. And I was like, no. Chain said no, she was good. So we relaxed for a little bit, and it's about dinner time now. It's about like 8 or 9 o'clock, so a little past dinner time. So we go, and Stank is talking to Rose and is saying that she wants to go to this pizza place so bad, blah, 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 how she's been waiting to go to this pizza place. Nobody else wants pizza. Like, everybody, like, I didn't have a preference of what I wanted, but like, I was like, oh, like, we can get pizza anytime. Like, why don't we try something else? And she was like, no, like, I really want to go to this pizza place. Okay, you can eat your fucking pizza, bitch. So Rose is even like, yeah, like we could have pizza anytime, like blah blah. And she's like, well, I never tried this pizza place before, so I really want to go to this pizza place, and it looks good, and so yeah, that's where I want to go. So Rose is like, fine, we can go, and the only reason we're going is for you. And so we went to the pizza place. I don't even remember what it was called, but like I only got 1 slice, and I think I took 2 bites and I was done because it was raw. The dough was raw, and I had never had raw pizza dough before. Like, I know it happens, but I didn't even want my money back. I didn't say anything. I was just over it. Like, I had 1 bite, 1 or 2 bites, and I was done. Like, my girlfriend was like, Mel, are you hungry? No, it's okay. Y'all eat. Go ahead. Me and Change didn't finish ours. I don't remember if Rose finished hers, but Stank, she finished her stanky ass pizza, and she ended up getting like a really bad stomach ache. So I'm like, okay, there's more to add to this list of you having a stank ass attitude. I think we might have went back to the Airbnb and then took a Uber to the strip club. Mind you, at this point it's like 10 or 11. So, and me and Rose, child, at least me, I could not hang. So me, Rose, and Chains are in the back of the Uber, sleep, knocked out, sleep, not safe, but Stank was awake, so I mean, whatever. So we were all leaned on each other, sleep, just we pull up to the strip club and we go inside. The music was so loud. It was so loud. Like, I was standing next to Chains, and I had to like scream in her ear in order for her to hear me, and vice versa. Like, it was so loud. Oh my gosh. Like, and I was under the impression that it was about to be some Players Club type stuff. Like, I thought that we was about to come in there, seems like you're ready. Like, I thought it was about to be like a vibe, like in the movies. And like, he wasn't even playing like, I don't know if the strip club had like copyright or something, like fear of like infringement, but like they were not playing anything that you would know. Like, it was just loud instrumentals. Like, there was no like like 2 Chainz or Lil Wayne or the Migos. I think the Migos were popular at the time, and Fetty Wap was like really big at the time. So they weren't playing any of that. So I was just like, what the fuck? And the strip club, let me just touch on the strip club itself really quick, like the dancers. So I am an awkward person. So the strippers kept wanting to dance on my partner, which was fine. Like I felt a little jealous, but it was like a jealousy where it's like a turn on type of jealousy, because it's like, y'all want her, but I'm about to fuck her at the end of the night. Like one of those. So all the strippers are going to her, and they're not coming to me. Well, one came to me first, and like she was really pretty. But she got on the floor, which was just like, why are you on the floor? Like, not why, but like she got on the floor and spread her legs open. And I told her, I said, you really don't have to do that. And then I dropped the money on her. Like, not like in a mean, intentionally mean way, but I was like, oh my gosh, like you could just dance on me or dance in front of me and I would give you the money. Like, you don't have to get on the floor and like spread her leg. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I was just like, yeah, you don't have to do this. Like, I don't know. I probably sounded like a church person who was like in the strip club trying to like be evangelistic to her or something, or like preach to her or something. But yeah, so anyway, there was a stripper who really like wanted my girlfriend's money, and like I was sitting next to her. They had like stools. They weren't chairs, they were stools. And like I had my legs open, and the stripper put her foot on it between my legs for stability, and like one hand on the wall, like right behind me, and was like shaking it on my girlfriend or like in front of her. And I was just like, you are so rude. Like, you are rude, girl. Like, so I just like moved her leg from between my legs and got up and like stood over there. Chainz was over here cracking up. And I was just like, no, like, why did she do that? Like, and her nails were like, toenails were long and curved and stuff. I'm like, I really don't want your toenails right by my lady bits. Like, move. Okay, so Stank, we're having fun. I'm being awkward, but I'm having fun at the same time. Like, I don't know. Like, it was funny. Like, it was fun. It was, I don't know. So we're all like having like a good time. Rose and Chainz, they're getting danced on, and I'm just like kind of there, but I'm like enjoying myself. And Stank is in a corner, mean mugging us, like mean mugging the fuck out of us. Like, I'm like, what is wrong with her? And I tapped Rose, and I'm like, I think she wants to talk to you. Rose is like, oh, okay. So she gets up and she goes over to Stank. Mind you, it's so loud in there. I can't hear anything that they're saying. I didn't get up to try to figure it out because that's not my friend. I don't know her. Okay, that's your friend, you handle it. So I'm over here, I'm taking shots because there's bottle girls walking around with like trays of like liquor. So I'm taking shots and whatever. She says something and I'm like, what's wrong with her? She's like, I'm not even worried about her anymore. Like, I'm over it. That's what Rose was saying. So I was just like, okay. So I asked the other two, I asked Rose and Chainz, like, okay, when are y'all ready to go? Not that I was trying to rush them, but like, let me know so that like, you know, I think I got the Uber again, I believe. So I'm just like, yeah, let me know when y'all are ready. And then like, you know, we can go. But I'm not rushing y'all or anything. Like, if y'all are chilling, then y'all are chilling. I was just like, just let me know, okay? So then, we're about to go, because they were like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I'm over it. It's already like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'm sleepy. We fell asleep on the way here. I'm sleepy. So we go, and we're about to walk out, and Rose is telling Stank, like, okay, like, we're about to go. And I think she had told her prior, like, oh yes, we're getting the Uber, just so you know. The Uber came. She was like, oh yeah, we're about to go. And Stank, we walk out. When we're waiting for the Uber, because it's like a minute away, Stank is like, ugh, I really wanted to stay. Why do y'all want to turn in early? So I'm looking at Chains. Chains looking at me, and I'm like, what? I was like, you wanted to stay? Yeah, why wouldn't I? Oh, you just looked upset. No, I was just chilling. Like I said, her disposition, she was always the fun type of friend, like the lit, like, so it's obvious that your vibe is off. And your best friend, Rose, she would know that more than anything. We go to the Uber, get back to the Airbnb, have sex, whatever. Just me and Rose, not the four of us. And then we go to brunch because it's our final day. We're gonna go to brunch and then pick up Elle and basically go home. So we go to brunch and we're all tired and we're hung over like we were so hungover. And then when we sit down at this brunch spot, Stank is like a whole 180, like, oh my god, it's lit, da da da. Oh, let's drink mimosas. Oh, y'all don't want a mimosa? Y'all, da da da. Like, she was like herself, I guess. Like, it was just a whole 180 in like a matter of like 5 hours. So we're sitting, me and Chains are like, what? And Chains like texts Rose, and then Rose gave me the phone to look at it. She's like, girl, I should have stayed home. What the fuck is that? Like, why is she being fake? Like, stop. And then Rose is like, oh, like, I know, like, just don't say anything. Like, just let her, I don't know what's going on with her. Just let her do her. So, she's drinking mimosa after mimosa after mimosa. And we're eating. I'm over here. I'm tired. Everybody's tired. And Rose is trying to be like a little more lively, but it's just like clear that it's not working. We end up driving home. Hank just started talking shit about everybody that she knew. Like, she was throwing shade at Rose. Like, she was talking shit about her mama being a hoe and how she slept with the... Never mind, I'm not even gonna go there. But like, she was like spilling everybody's tea and like talking shit, like, and Rose had said something like, okay, let's just have a quiet car ride. Let's just have a quiet car ride, you know, because we're, like I said, we're hungover, we're tired. It's like a Sunday, and then Monday we're back to real life. So yeah, we were just kind of whatever. And then, we went to a piercing shop, because, Rose wanted like a piercing in her ear, something about like migraines or something. Like, she got migraines all the time, and I guess the piercing or something about it like helped with that. So she went to get that. I got one of my nipples pierced. And so I got one of my nipples pierced. And then Stank was like, why are you just getting one pierced? And I was like, oh, like, you know, it's my first piercing. So she's like, it's your first piercing? Yes, it's my first piercing. I've never had a piercing before, so I don't want to get like, or pay for both of them if I'm only going to get one. Because you had to pay up front and then you got the piercing. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to pay for both of them if I'm only going to get one, if it hurts too bad. And she was like, oh, that's different, and then just walked away. And I was like, okay. Like, because like my mama and my grandma, they're Adventists, so they weren't playing about the piercings. So I never got my ears pierced, still don't have my ears pierced till this day. So yeah, I wanted my first one to be like, I wanted my nipples pierced because my boobs, they're still small, but they were like even smaller at the time because I weighed a lot less. I was like 100 pounds or like maybe 105. So I just wanted something to like kind of accent like one of my bigger insecurities at the time. So then got the piercing. It felt like nothing, and I'm gonna re-get it, but both of them this time. And we went home, and the trip was basically over after that. We dropped off everybody. Chains was so over it. I don't even think she said goodbye to anybody when she got dropped off and got out the car. Like, she was just over it. And Stank sped off, like, after she dropped, like, literally right after. Right after Chains got out the car, she sped off. So we went back to our car, and then, you know, went to get the baby. And I was talking to Rose, and I was like, you know, she didn't want us to come, right? Turns out, fast forward, Stank had been for months talking shit about me all over her Twitter. Like, and I don't have a Twitter, so I only saw it after we broke up, and I was whatever, and doing my thing, like, looking. But, like, she had been talking shit about me on her Twitter for months. Like, oh, like, she's ugly, and like, her, why did she get with somebody with such small titties? There's no way that that bitch is a B cup. Rose found another person to say, well, why Rose always picks these ugly ass bitches who have all these blah blah blah. And she was talking shit also before we even, like, met in person. At that point, when I finally saw the tweets, like, I can't go to Rose and be like, why did you let her down? Like, I can't do that because, like, we weren't together. But I'm, like, sitting there like, girl, like, you knew she didn't like me. This whole time, you knew she didn't like me. I think that she was trying to, like, get us to bond. Because, like I said, I didn't have a problem with her. Just because I don't feel your vibe doesn't mean I dislike you. Something was just off. Like, and then it was confirmed when, like, she was saying things to Rose on Easter about, like, her being a hoe. And she was also making a comment. She made a comment like, oh, like, and she said I was pretty. And she had said I was pretty on Easter. And she was like, yeah, you know, if you weren't with Rose, like, I would eat you out. Like, I don't know. The bitch was weird. And I guess the bitch is still weird until recently. But, you know, that's not my story to tell. But, yeah, so that's basically the end of this story time. I'm sorry that there wasn't a lot of tea. It was confirmed, like I said, that she had been talking shit about me for months before she even met me. Blah, blah, oh, she's ugly. Oh, her titties are small. Oh, and I'm like, bitch, why are you worried about my titties? They still getting sucked on at the end of the night. So what you worried about it for? And her boobs are bigger than mine. So why don't you worry about them saggy? Oh, let me not be that way. But, like, you need to worry about your body before you worry about mine. And I'm just leave it at that. I'm not saying that my body is perfect, because it's not. But, like, you can't talk shit about somebody else's body and then yours is not together at all, you know? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's the end of this story time of a really irritating trip to Chicago for Pride. There's actually a few story times that I want to do, but, like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it at least a little bit, or, like, fell asleep to it, or in the shower listening to it and it got you through, or you're on a drive and it got you through the drive. But yeah, so anyway, I gotta go. I gotta pick up Elijah. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.